Hello, everybody. Welcome to another exciting one-shot actual play of Dracotrophication, uh, from You Are Beheld, written by yours truly, with guest Lily Rue.
Hi,
Hi. Look at look
it's
at
me.
look at Lily's hat. It's really good.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Vampire Gaming. I'm purple, and I play video games sometimes and talk about giant robots.
Yeah. I have you in the description or in the stream title, but I will also direct folks
That's
towards
me.
your your Twitch account where there are lovely streams and awesome games. Um, Go check out Vampire Gaming. Lily also uh just has an absurd amount of dedication to like bits on her streams and
Oh, thank
uh
you.
yeah, just like puts a lot of work into them. So go show her some love there. Um, some stuff that I want to point out about this stream. First of all, Dracotrophication is still funding on BackerKit. Um, we're at 1,800 with 14 days to go, about 2 weeks, and that is a bit above 50%. Climbing up above 50% pretty rapidly, actually. Um, there is a new tier which I should actually get an image thing up for. Um, is this no? That cannot be. Uh, Imager. Add existing image. Yeah, whatever. I don't know what this is. Okay, it's nothing. Um, oh wait, no, it's the seep eyes. Hang on, I can't have the. I need to make a new thing.
Wait, we're so glad to be here and support you. And Lily's slightly worse at neon white than us, Rue. I
Damn.
am going to do something to you, and you're not going to enjoy
Something's.
it.
Damn. Um. Oh god, that's so big. Okay. Uh. which is what Lily Rue's maiden will be saying when my dragon. Anyways.
Wow.
Um. So, there's a new tier for Dracotrophication for $100. New pledge level. Um, for $100, you can get a normal copy of Dracotrophication, both in PDF and zine, but also alongside that, for the same price, um, a Dragon's Horde edition, which will come in a box of trinkets. I will send you whatever I want. Um, uh, uh, there will be a survey that will go out to folks who back at this tier. Some folks already have. I think there's about 2 folks who've backed this tier, um, and a total of 10. So there are only 8 more. But yeah, I will give you a box of trinkets based on the survey that you answer, and I will also doodle in a hand stapled version of Dracotrophication Dragon's Horde Edition. Eclipse is going to send you soil and Legos. It might happen. I Listen, I've thought a little bit about what I'm sending, but uh, truly, I don't know for sure.
I
But
know what I want to send Grape in the mail.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't make any specific threats on my
Nope.
channel.
I'm done. I'm done. No, that's all
No,
I was gonna
no,
say.
I know. I didn't think you would. I was trying to add to the bit by being confrontational, but I do realize that also that also implied that I might be upset. But I'm not. Smiles. Um, Wow, so punk rock. So true. But yeah, if that tier sounds cool to you, consider it. Like, hell yeah, Shuki. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, that is like, if folks back at that tier or upgrade to that tier, that will help clear a significant hurdle in backing. I will say right now, not to spend too much time talking about crowdfunding, but you know, I think it's no secret that the tabletop role playing games industry is like seeing some significant difficulties due to
Yeah.
Trump's tariffs and stuff like that.
And it was bad before.
Yeah, and things are going to change quite a bit. I'm already seeing some contraction. Like I've talked to folks, and it's like you know, uh, a lot of games that should have funded day one are kind of still in mid fulfillment. it took a while for Avery Alder's game to fund. Like, we're talking about like big time TTRPG people who made like who invented like fundamental forms of the like indie TTRPG medium. Um, so I think my point is I appreciate folks like continued interest and like help promoting Dracotrophication in a moment that is you know pretty rough, but we're still going. Hey, I think I think Shuki upgraded because it's at 1955. We're like $45 away from 2K. That would be crazy if we hit 2K midstream. So again, this is the link if you want to back Dracotrophication. You're gonna see that it's a really great game. The other thing I want to mention, there's some revisions in this. I revised 2 scenes today. Um, both of the soliloquies are completely new. There's also an additional question for the dragon and the maiden about why they can't be the other, which I'm pretty happy with. But let's play the game. enough ado. Uh, so, Lily, I'll ask you. So, in the past, I've done a mix of things. I've had people entirely read the game aloud for me when I was sick. I have done a mix of, I've done like a paragraph at a time with the other person, or I've read the book entirely to them. What would you prefer?
Um, could you run that past me one more time?
Yeah, who we're gonna read the book aloud. Who would you prefer to read? Um,
I mean, I'm the maiden, so I guess I would be reading the maiden parts.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of like how that would.
Or would we be like reading like vice versa each other? Like, because like if I'm the maiden, you would be reading. You should actually probably read the maiden section so that
Yeah. I guess my question is more, um, do you want me to read everything, or do you want to like, or do you want to read everything, or do you want to do like a paragraph at a time?
we can do a paragraph at a time. I just tell me what to do.
Okay, let's do a paragraph at a time. So I'll do the first paragraph, and then you'll do the second. Um, introduction. Let it be declared that 2 players shall gather to read this most exceptional introduction. This game is meant to place its two-pricked arrow firmly between the dreadful and the tender. It is a game of disgraceful conduct of the serpentine variety, and yet such disgrace can be rather enchanting. It reflects the truth that we would relent to perverse monstrosity rather than suffer the miseries of the daily powder and whitewashing. When the road splits in the wood, and the path west leads to the dingy harbors and carriages of mercantilism, while the path east leads toward the gilded cage of the dragon, well, at least the cage is gilded, no? I
Does
guess
the
we'll do.
dragon have?
Sorry, we'll do by
Does the dragon
section.
offer dental?
The dragon might have dental. The dragon might also have oral and anal. Sorry, that's a Sapphic World joke. Uh, uh, that's a Sapphic World joke that's related to the Bimbo Damsels Union. Anyways, I guess we'll go by section because I read the first
Okay.
section. Do you want to read what
Okay.
is this fell tone?
Yeah. I feel like I'm at Passover being asked to like take turns like reading the thing.
Yeah.
What is this fell tome? You read Dracotrophication, a tabletop role playing game in which a poor maiden has been captured, decorated, and teased by a devious dragon. Both begin the game as women, either by circumstance or great effort. Each player, sorry, each player selects one role in this most troublous theater. It was easy for the dragon to steal the maiden from their home, so powerful are the dragon's claws and breath. What is harder, however, is for the dragon to resist the urge to devour this little morsel. The maiden is an ordinary sort, not used to this kind of attention from potential suitors. Thus, the attention from the dragon is exceptional, perhaps a little exciting, but still nerve wracking. The maiden knows that the dragon is considering devouring them and must act accordingly. Okay, so it's basically like every time I talk to you.
Yeah. Uh, important context for folks who don't know. We're girlfriends.
Yeah.
I've actually played this game with 3 out of my 4 girlfriends on stream.
I'm
So
one of the 3 weed smoking girlfriends.
yeah, and the one who isn't will surprise you. Um, how do I play? First, you'll each create a character, a maiden, and a dragon. Then you'll play out the story through a number of scenes, which each have their own rules. You'll need the following: a six-sided die, which we have. Is that working? Yeah, there we go. Awesome. Uh,
Ooh, That's so many dice.
Yeah, we got them virtual. A place to write down and share the details of your characters, the world, and the events therein. We'll probably do that in like our DMs. Um,
Okay, yay.
a plan to take breaks and check in with each other. With any list of options in this game, you can always give your own idea. We're gonna skip is wait, is this game sanctified? Because I've not written the safety rules yet.
Yeah,
And me
I
and
thought that was
Lily
funny.
had a conversation pre-stream about what we'll do in, different circumstances. Um, you want to read How Do We Start?
Sure. Decide who shall inhabit the sweetly maiden and who shall inhabit the devious dragon. Next, turn the page and create your characters using the questions proffered. You can freely fill in any blanks the questions leave, up to and including character pronouns, realms, magical relics, and historical battlegrounds. Freely discuss the nature of the maiden's kidnapping, why the dragon would specifically target such a sweet thing, and the nuances of the maiden's kingdom at your leisure. Once that's all done, move on to play and begin playing.
Okay. So I'm going to ask the questions for the maiden to you. Um,
Okay.
first of all, where does your name come from?
Mm. Myself, much to the dismay of my mother.
Oh, excellent. Um, if not the dragon, who would you serve?
The master blacksmith who was teaching me to smith a sword.
Cool. Why can't you be a dragon?
I don't want to be. I'm not one for biting and killing.
Ooh. To you, what does it mean to be devoured?
I'm thinking really hard on
Uh-huh.
this.
You have to think so hard.
To be given the dragon's first child.
Awesome. Um, how do you actually feel about the dragon?
Hmm. Much to think about.
Much to think about indeed.
Ah, this is really hard.
That's games. That's the power of games. Is to be stuck in decision paralysis. Because yeah, it's like a question of like, do you want to be devoted and play into like that, or do you want to be made to be devoted? Right?
I think they are evil and disgusting. I am enchanted by them. Is my pick.
Hell yeah, love that. They got to add an easy mode to this game. I'll work on it. I'll make. I was about to say I'll make baby truffication, but that's just like. Anyways, you want to ask me some questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the dragon, what sort of power buzzes in your throat?
Okay. Uh, let's go with. I'll go with one that hasn't been done yet. Ice, keeping my lair dry and cool.
Ooh. Why are you like this?
Hmm. What could you possibly mean by that?
Why can't you be a maiden?
Hmm. This shape. People don't understand it to be that of a woman. I am a prisoner, too.
Sorry, I read ahead. I need a second.
Yeah? You normal?
Yeah. Yeah,
You...
I'm really normal. I'm really normal.
Uh-huh.
What will it mean when you devour the maiden?
I intend to cast them in liquid gold, then imbue the statue with their soul.
Oh, you had that already picked out, huh?
Yeah, I was thinking about it as you were reacting.
Okay. That was not what I was All right. What do you actually think of the maiden?
Hmm. Their likeness amuses me. They're a joke.
All right.
Thank you, Marcy. Okay.
I
Uh,
was I was the second answer for the devouring question and the first answer for the what do you think of the maiden question were the ones that I was like, oh god.
oh yeah, they're asleep, perhaps a male, at least for now, and I shall make them into a bird
Yeah.
by polluted by thousand spawn. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Smirks and grins.
The
Yeah.
smiling grinner.
Those are fun ones. Those aren't quite where I'm going with my
I
dragon.
gotta I gotta drink some water real quick.
Yeah, have a big sip. Um, let me know when you're ready. And
I'm
I'll
ready.
read play. Okay. Play. Once you've made your characters, you'll play out the story through a number of scenes. When you begin, the dragon has already kidnapped the maiden and brought them to their lair. Brought her to her lair. There's going to be some pronoun stuff as I work through here, because
Sure.
I recently decided that everything is she, her, um, by default. Um, the scenes you'll play are minigames that mark notable moments in the maiden and the dragon's time together and apart. Um, hey Lily,
Yeah,
are you wearing headphones?
I am, yeah.
Okay. Can you take your headphones off until I send you a Discord DM?
Sure.
Thank you. This information is for the Dragon's player.
Oh shit, I can still hear. Let me just mute. Okay, my audio's muted.
Okay. This information is for the Dragon's player. If you are asked what information is contained here, tell the Maiden's player that you alone know when the game ends, based on a value called hunger, and they should simply enjoy themselves until the end comes. Hunger represents the dragon's desire to devour the maiden. Every time you complete a scene, you'll increase or decrease hunger by an amount detailed by that scene. Keep the current hunger hidden. Hunger starts at 5, 6, or 7. Your choice. The moment hunger goes below 0 or above 12, read ending play. I'm going to begin it at 6. I'm going to tell Lily to come back. Oh. Okay. Wait until we have her again. Lily! Hopefully she sees that. Lily Roo. This is a good bit, but it does it does rely on uh-oh. Uh uh
Okay.
there
Hi.
you are. Hi. Okay. Hello.
Hello. I accidentally read the thing, and I think I might have seen the thing you wanted me to not hear.
That's okay.
I did my best to when I realized I was reading. I was like, oh, look away.
do you know
There's a hunger mechanic. That's all I know.
okay, cool. Yeah. Uh uh yeah. I alone know when the game ends, and it's based on a value called hunger, and you should simply enjoy yourself until the end comes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. When you're ready, begin a scene. You can play any of the following scenes in any order, and you may repeat them freely. The Maiden's Soliloquy, the Dragon's Soliloquy, the Flight Duel, the Lair Duel, or the Escape Attempt. Um, you're my guest, and you've not really looked at or played this game beyond this stream, so I would love for you to decide what we're playing first.
Well, I'm gonna actually flip that back on you because as the maiden, I'm not really supposed to have agency or control. So
Ah, that's very interesting. Let's play the Maiden's Soliloquy. I'd like to see how the new one plays. Um, parentheses warning, this is playtesting. So
should I be reading the document for the scene or should I like not?
you should be reading the document for the scene. The only bit that you should not be looking at is the black text, the text that's in the black
I see.
box.
Okay.
Um, so I will read the beginning of the Maiden's Soliloquy to you, in which the maiden has a strange solo adventure in the dragon's lair. The dragon's player facilitates the scene, but the dragon does not appear. First, the dragon chooses what activity she hopes the maiden gets up to in her absence. Absence, comma, I'll fix that later. Absence, silently writes it down, and absence, and silently writes it down. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, it's a flipperoni there. Okay. I'm gonna read that sentence again. First, the dragon chooses what activity she hopes the maiden gets up to in her absence and silently writes it down, picking from the list below. My options are: I hope the maiden steals from me, harms the denizens of my lair, obeys the text of the letter I left. What does it say? Creates a gift fitting my godlike aspect, grows to respect my power, gets fucked, tortured, or toy with, sits pretty and still. So I'm not going to tell you all which of these I'm doing. I'm simply going to write it down, uh, and it will be my little secret until the end of this scene. So let me actually decide what that is. Um, oh, I should. Yeah. Let's go with that. Okay. So I've chosen that. Next, the maiden describes her morning routine. The moment she realizes the dragon is absent, and the moment she realizes a forbidden room is open to her. So what does the maiden's morning routine look like in the lair?
So I'm like assuming that like the dragon has provided food for her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so I mean, my maiden would probably just wake up, just crawl out of whatever sleeping arrangement she has. Um, I presume that the dragon doesn't like she does not have her makeup or anything like that. So just sort of like immediately wakes up, um, sort of like saunters over to wherever the food is kept, cuts like a big piece of like I'm just imagining like a giant ass ham, you know?
Yeah.
Just cuts like a big thick slice of giant ass ham and just sort of eats that and just is sort of slowly waking up while eating the ham.
Hell yeah.
That- That's the morning routine. Probably doesn't want to change her clothes if she has to change her clothes. Um, just sort of sitting tight, I suppose.
She's just princessing out on a meal.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. What moment does she realize the dragon is absent?
probably after she finishes eating the whole thing and realizes the dragon has not shown up.
Yeah.
Looking
Um,
out the windows, not seeing anything like that.
ooh, okay.
Maybe the ice is melting a little bit.
Yeah. Um, and when does she notice a forbidden room is open to her?
I'm just trying to imagine like the architecture of this. I mean, she's being kept in a tower, right?
Uh, we could do a tower.
Okay. Wait, should I be? I should be addressing the maiden like as myself because I am trying to get in character, right?
It's up to you. Sometimes I say I, sometimes I say the dragon.
I'll probably say I then for
Okay.
this. Okay, so um, I would probably just really slowly, just sort of like going down the stone spiral staircase, just sort of like peeking around corners and stuff. And I mean, after after a few doors that are closed, I noticed that one's open.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna go with I'll read all these options so we might not get to all of them, and they're really good. Uh, so the dragon chooses which forbidden room she has left open on purpose. The kobold orgy pit full of tempting tales and more bottles of fungus wine than bodies. The dragon's treasure hoard full of guards, dangerous magical artifacts, and piles of coin. The chamber the dragon uses to torture knights, full of sexy elven torturers and the dragon's employ. A cavern full of ovipositor swinging psychic spiders, trapped adventurers, and clutches of eggs. A sanctum which contains the source of the dragon's power and makes clear just how evil she is. That is, in fact, a reference to the one that I did with Crowley. And the library, maintained by a wise and servile bookkeeper who was once a Bane herself. And I'm going to pick the chamber the dragon uses to torture knights, full of sexy elven torturers in the dragon's employ.
All right.
So, next I ask the maiden. So you see, uh, this door is slightly a cavern full of obby reflextrophication. Okay. some fucking jokers in the chat. Um, so you see through this like heavy open metal door. Um, there are knights of, I would say, both genders, men and women. Their bodies like utterly covered in like whip marks and burn marks, scorching, and writhing in pain on like big stretchers. It's like they're not being like hmm. They're not being like medieval tortured, like they're not being killed, but it
Right.
is
It's
like
just like Sisyphean thing.
it is cruel and they're not consenting to it. um, and then there are like elves in uh like skimpy black outfits, many of them like, you know, tall and beautiful and busty, some of them like you know, and androgynous and strange and wiry, and they are just, you know, getting at it, you know, just fucking up these nights. It seems like they like just kind of live here. Like there's like food and like tables and stuff that they like go to eat. Um, of course they're elves, so they don't sleep. Um, Maiden, do you go in or return to your business?
Whew. I think I would not be able to step foot in there,
Hmm.
but I wouldn't be able to look away either. I think I would sort of just stand near the side of the doorway, just sort of looking in the entire time, almost hoping that one of the elves sees me, but otherwise just frozen there watching. Maybe, eventually, exposing more and more of my body, like through the doorway, and just sort of waiting.
I mean, if you're being tempting towards these elven dominatrixes, like you might not have a choice of whether you go in. I do think after a while of kind of glancing at them demurely, one of the elves, a like fat woman with like really long nails and ears that are like one ear that's like been bitten on the side, um like takes a drag of a joint and approaches the maiden and says, "Oh, you're the dragon's maiden, aren't you?"
I immediately slammed the door shut and run upstairs.
It's awesome. Okay, so it sounds like you're not going in, so I'll ask you. If she does not go in, the maiden may describe what she does with her day instead.
How nasty can I be?
Very.
Okay, so like I, as the maiden, is like definitely like running back upstairs to wherever her sleeping arrangement is, and just like thinking about that and fantasizing about that constantly while cranking it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. Love that. Okay. When the scene reaches a natural stopping point, it ends and the dragon answers. Did the maiden do what I hoped she would? I hoped the maiden would grow to respect my power. Uh, I suppose I'll ask you, Lily. Has the maiden grown to respect the dragon's power uh through this exchange?
Not really.
Yeah, makes sense. If the answer to that question is negative, i.e., no, decrease hunger by 1d6. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, okay. That's 5. So interesting. Okay, cool. That's the scene. Oh, also, hang on.
Oh, I
There's.
forgot about the fucking snack tables. I wasn't even thinking about that.
Oh yeah. And there's but a beat more. Finally,
I'm
the
on my oh,
oh, good.
I'm on my Farnese berserk shit right now.
Can you explain what that means?
Um, there is a character in Berserk who is a noble woman. And this is in a setting where like the church is like, doing like heretical like witch hunts and shit like that. And she winds up getting really turned on by like watching the tortures.
Oh, nice.
Specifically when like they're set on fire.
Love that.
Yeah.
Awful. Good.
Yeah,
Um,
she's horrible. She gets better.
Finally, the dragon may describe how she punishes or rewards the maiden, acting as harshly as or as sweetly as she likes. I'm re- I'm realizing that this scene is very heavy with like the dragon making decisions, but I kind of like it a lot. Uh, it's very cruel. Um, I think when the dragon returns, she's going to um learn that the maiden was seen stalking outside of the dungeon, but did not go inside. Um, and I think that the dragon doesn't want to punish the maiden in a way that will be obvious, but she does have the elven torturers in the depths of the night just kind of stalk about the maiden's room, peering through the windows outside the tower, climb up using various implements. Um, just kind of psychologically um, gets in her head a little bit. Yay! Okay. Uh,
Yay.
I'm gonna let you pick the next scene. So, what do you want?
All right. I mean, I scrolled down. Oh, that was the maiden soliloquy. Oh,
It
I guess
was.
the dragon soliloquy next. I just happened to scroll and see that.
Yeah, I'd love to do that one. This is a fun one. I'm very happy with what I did with
Okay.
this.
All
Would you
right.
like to read for me?
Yeah, in which the dragon braves the world. The maiden's player facilitates this scene, but the maiden does not appear. First, the dragon picks a desire worth leaving her lair from the list below: meat, perhaps oxen or dwarf; more golden relics, always more; affirmation that I am right; violence, to keep my claws sharp; nostalgia, for they didn't always fear dragons.
I'm leaning towards. Hmm. Affirmation that I am right.
All right. Next, the dragon picks a fear from the list below, what might keep her inside. The world will try to kill me, and I will have to kill them in return. Someone will see me as a man dragon, and I will not correct them.
Uh
Whoo!
huh.
I'll see that one. I got to 1 second.
It's okay.
I've been holding that. I've been holding that in for the past like 15 minutes. like all of the last scene, I just like my like both hands over my mouth, just like
hmm
um. I'll see that one maiden who escaped my grasp. I'll be reminded of what I cannot be, or I'll bleed. I don't bleed often these days.
I'll bleed. I don't bleed often these days.
The maiden asked the dragon, "Does your fear defeat your desire?"
No.
All right. Where do you go to sate your desire?
I want to be reminded that I'm right. I'm. The dragon will go to a village and freeze it solid. Uh, Whatever consequences come, she will not let a single living thing leave that place without being, you know, turned to ice.
All right. Um. Well, it's working. The making the maiden to test the dragon is working. Um. Hater energy. Um. So I guess. So I'm supposed to facilitate this scene. So I guess I'm supposed to make the stuff up.
Yeah.
Um. So you fly to this village, and it's just got a bunch of cottages, um and as they see you flying, they see your shadow, they start ringing the bell, and immediately all the villagers start to sort of go into these little holes in the ground, like a little like earth dug little tunnel to try and hide away from you. While this is happening, all the able-bodied, men and women and such start running outside with bows and arrows, and they just sort of start just going ham on you. Just firing arrow after arrow after arrow up in the sky at you.
The dragon will carve her breath across the sky as these arrows fly at her, such that their tips and their feathers freeze, or their fletching freezes, and they fall back down as a hail on the village folk. But then she's going to tire, because that is a lot of effort, and she's going to find a place to land in the hamlet. Um, Probably quite vulnerable. Um, One
All
thing
right,
I want to say about the dragon is I'm picturing the dragon has that the Gormagala in Monster Hunter. Um,
let me look it up.
yeah, the Gormagala has a cool thing where her arms are like a cloak,
Oh, I
and
see it.
yeah, I think that my dragon has that, except it's like a pale, icy sort of thing instead of like a dark thing.
Okay. So you sort of land, you crash like right on like a little like thatch roof cottage, and just like it's just a crush underneath you, like it wasn't even
Hmm.
there. Um, and you're just sort of looking underground, not looking, sorry, just looking at the ground, and you see the entrance to that tunnel, and it's just big enough for you to, stick your, because like a dragon neck is really long. So like it's like just like the right proportions. It's like you could stick your head and neck in there and just sort of, just blast your ice breath down in there. But of course that's like also pretty scary for you, I would assume.
Yeah,
So what do you do there?
the dragon. I mean, part of this is that I have this deep curiosity that I am trying to beat to death. Um, I'm trying to tell myself that I am right, that these creatures are insignificant, inferior to me, um, and that, you know, I am right to take what I want, to kill what I want, to eat what I want, to fuck what I want. Um, but there is a bit of doubt, like, what sort of world do they live in under there? Um, and I think the dragon puts her head in, and I do think there is enough time in that doubt for someone to strike a bleeding blow, maybe with a spear or something.
I was gonna say you stick your head in there, and it's like just the fucking kids and the sick and the elderly in there.
Oh God. And
Because if your dragon truly believes that they're right to do whatever they want, that there should be no hesitation, right?
yeah, um, this is a sort of bleeding, and I think this is the bleeding that the dragon feared most. Is, oh right, there are problems that are not my own. Um, and I think she frowns and tries to invent some sort of version of this where she doesn't have to kill these people. Um, but she's right, and so she quickly does, as she did with the maiden. She didn't kill the maiden. She always has a way, and so she reaches her claw in, grabs one of the babies, and flies away. This one will be a scion, a child.
All right. Okay, so I mean, the dragon has caught what she desires, I would say.
Yeah.
The maiden asks the dragon one question from the list below and writes what she assumes the dragon will answer down. So I'm going to go ahead.
Hashtag my
And
scion.
I should go my scion. Um,
You're my friend now. We're having soft tacos later. Yeah.
is this quarry worth such a miserable hunt? And I am writing my answer. I have written my answer.
Okay. No.
That is what I wrote.
Yeah. Not even remotely. This was a disappointment, but it was, I think important. I think the dragon is thinking more about, like, what she does, maybe. Uh, that's a 1. We're up by 1. Okay. Man. Alright. So, I will pick the next scene. I am... I feel like we're a little escape attempt pilled right now.
Yeah?
Yeah. I feel like the maiden would attempt to escape. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I think the maiden is just too fucking scared to do anything.
Oh yeah, true. Maybe we go with a lair duet.
I think if someone showed up and said they would take her, she would go with it. But I think that my maiden is too scared to take any action on her own.
Yeah. Actually, maybe we do go in that direction of like someone. Uh, we do the aid of a friend inside or outside the lair. That is fun. Yeah, let's go with that. The dragon's player facilitates this scene, but the dragon does not intervene until the end. First, the maiden picks their means of escape from the list below. So are you okay with going with the aid of a friend inside or outside the lair?
Oh, I don't think she would have any friends outside the lair.
Okay. Maybe one of the
But
knights
inside
who's
the
being tortured.
I mean, she would be way more likely to follow one of the elf torturers who says that she's leaving.
Oh, true. Yeah, actually. I think the like the elf torturer with the bitten ear from earlier um on kind of a dark night will roll up to the maiden's room in the tower and not knock on her door, just step in and like kind of stand over her and then put one hand on her shoulder and one hand like beside her and say, I'm leaving and I need some meat.
I think my maiden would just sort of freeze up and just sort of blink at her a bunch.
You're leaving with me.
Not saying anything, she nods and gets up and just sort of looks at the elf, just sort of waiting for her to do something.
The elf is going to grab the maiden's hand and just lead her out of the tower. Um, just kind of through the main entrance. Like, there's really not much stopping her. Um, yeah. Next, the dragon
Okay.
chooses one resource on the list below at a time. The maiden is running out of that resource. Um, I think the first is affection. This elf maybe finds the maiden attractive, but does not, you know, there's no love there. Like, it's all just cruel, it's cold.
All right.
Uh, can the maiden survive without that resource? Without affection?
The the maiden has survived without it so far.
Yeah. Okay. So yes. So I ask you again. Um, the maiden finds that the tower is relatively warm, but the lands around it are freezing cold. The dragon's influence spreads far and wide in in a pretty long region. Um, the maiden is running out of warmth. Can the maiden survive without that resource?
I would say that depends. I mean, she would ask the elf if there's like anything the elf can do, like if she could huddle for warmth or something. But like otherwise, no, I don't think she could survive without it.
The elf will not give anything like that. The elf mostly cares about the maiden's presence as a thing to groom and eventually fuck. Okay, so at that point, the dragon may either appear to rescue them or let them die. Um, Now, of course, could just let the maiden die, but I feel like that would be, not particularly ceremonious. So the dragon will appear to rescue the maiden. Um, and I think what she's gonna do is she's going to ride, or she's going to fly towards the maiden, cover a distance the maiden covered in maybe, you know, a day, in mere like an hour. Um, and she's gonna have a staff of some sort uh in her claw, and she's gonna approach the elf, and the staff will flash, and all that will remain will be a single golden ring that contains a little gem that its colors kind of match the elf's aura, and the dragon will offer it to the maiden. Do you like it?
Just sort of shaking and nodding her head while just repeating, "I'm sorry" over and over and over again.
It's okay. Come close to me.
All right, and she sort of scoots forward a little bit.
The dragon is warm despite her breath being cold. What have we learned?
That I can't survive without you.
You are very smart.
Thank you.
Mhm. Your your captor had a hard day, but we're going to get you home and forget all about this. It was not your disloyalty that shook you out of the nest.
Thank you.
Would you like to ride my back?
Just sort of nods and just climbs up and just sort of clutches onto it, pressing her face up against the scales.
Aw. The ring does seem to purr a bit as it's pressed against the scales as well. Um, it seems even this fate is, uh, if not a pleasant one, at least an expected one for the elf.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This was always the plan.
Maybe. Or, this was a potential consequence. You mess with dragons, etc., etc. Um, yeah. If the dragon appears to rescue the maiden must answer. Was this worth it?
It was not worth it.
Good maiden. Anyway. um, so we roll 1d6 and increase the hunger by that. So let's see, increase hunger by 1d6. Oh gosh. The rolling. The rolling roller. Okay. So, yeah, we're moving along here. Uh, the great and terrible dragon has invented Coinstar for elves. So I go to the Coinstar. Um, all right. Would you like to pick a scene next?
How many are left?
We have not done the flight duet or the lair duet.
I'm gonna be real with you. My brain is kind of soup right now, so I'm gonna have you decide.
Yeah, listen, sometimes you play a game that blasts girls' brains. If you want your brain to be blasted to goop, play Dracotrophication. Back it on backer kit. Um, goop not included.
You have to make your own goop.
You have to make your own goof, and you might, frankly, if you're playing right. Jesus Christ, I can't. Can you say that on television? Okay, I kind of want to do the lair duet.
All right.
Yay. Okay. Yeah. Mousewife says yes, coming. So true. Um. Hey, let me Sorry, I'm just cool. Um. All right. So the next scene is the lair duet, in which the dragon's lair is further established, and the two exchange words. Both players facilitate the scene. Together, pick one or two lair rooms that will appear in the scene, and describe them. So we can pick these together. Do any
The
of
cage.
these? Hell yeah. What's the cage like?
Okay. I mean, my gut instinct was just imagining a giant bird cage.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just something like that, I suppose.
Hell yeah. Big bird cage. Um, I think this will also take place in the temple. The temple to the
Okay.
dragon, of course.
Sure, of course.
Yeah. Uh, I think the dragon is going to perhaps have perhaps move the cage over into the temple, and maybe have the maiden do some rites. It's only suiting. Right, and then yeah. Okay. Next. Then choose a subject from the list below and frame a scene of the two discussing it openly in the rooms you chose. Oh, I forgot to say what I imagine the temple looks like. I feel like it's probably like a lot of like big stone bricks and like
Yeah, I was
pillars,
thinking the same.
big like braziers, and like a giant statue of the dragon.
Yeah, like the RuneScape login screen.
Let me look this up. Maybe not on that tab. Uh, RuneScape login screen. Let's say. Yeah, absolutely. Like this, but the statue or dragon.
Hmm.
Uh, hell yeah. Cool. Yeah, so then choose a subject from the list below and frame a scene of the two discussing it openly in the rooms you chose. So, devouring, the nature of maidens or dragons, the goings-on, the realm beyond the lair, the history of the lair, the desires of the maiden or dragon, the planes, the stars, the scrolls, or some way out of this, whatever this is. Hmm. Do you have any preferences?
I was thinking the desires of the maiden or the dragon and devouring.
Hell yeah. Um, do you have any preference? I think the dragon kind of does want to know what the maiden wants. Um, Even just as an amusement. Because the dragon does still kind of think of the maiden as like a clown, like a like
Like a like a like a source of entertainment.
yeah, entertainment that she has stolen into her lair. Um, Not much better than a jester. So yeah, I think the dragon is like currently moving the maiden into the temple. Is like holding the birdcage aloft by one claw, and just kind of like looking at the maiden, smirking, staring into her eyes with like eyes that are pale white that look like stars. Um, you know, one escaped attempt is actually pretty low for a creature like yourself.
Is is that what you want?
No, no, not at all. I actually like that I like that you're afraid. Kind of leans in a little bit, pulls the uh pulls the cage closer to her maw. I
My
want
maiden just sort of looks away.
I wanted to know something.
All right.
You want something out of this, don't you? Why else would you be sticking around? What is it that you want?
Purpose.
Purpose. Hmm. And what purpose do you imagine I'd give you?
Thinking.
Okay.
I'm just sort of like I'm really like imagining it like I'm there.
Yeah. You're locked in.
I'm really locked in.
You're experiencing bleed.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Kind of. Bleed is more like when emotions kind of come out of the game and enter you. Um, you're
I
submersed.
mean that is happening.
Yeah.
Um One that I couldn't possibly ask for myself.
Well, you've you found yourself in an interesting situation if you can't ask for it yourself. I mean, you see, I puts the cage down, kind of starts stepping around.
Is this in the temple?
Yeah, I think this is inside of the temple. Um, she like stands in front of the statue, not quite in the same pose, but obscuring it. And kind of bends down a bit so she can look closer at the maiden. You're in a bit of a pickle, considering you can't tell me how you feel, and yet I am, well, I'm powerful enough that I could get it out of you if I really wanted to. Your heart is going to betray you eventually, so you should let it speak now.
I want to continue being your prey.
That is. Oh, I thought you'd ask for something more sweet. That is delightful.
And she just sort of hangs her head and isn't able to, is barely able to move like at all. Just sort of wringing her hands.
She kind of steps aside. Little maiden, do you see that statue?
And she nods.
It was quite a difficult thing to have procured. You know, not many in this realm like me. Many are afraid of me. Though, not like you are, not in a way that's delicious. I have a task for you. It's been dirtied. Uh, the kobolds love to climb on it and hump it and whatever else. I'm going to open your cage, and with that pretty little tongue, you're going to lick it spotless. And if there is a mote of grime remaining on it, she licks her maw. I will devour you whole without ceremony. Do you think you can do that?
She sort of just freezes and just quickly nods her head up and down.
Good. It was a rhetorical question, of course. And she opens the cage and then just kind of reclines to watch.
So just like really, really slowly, she just sort of walks, just trying to put one foot in front of the other until she's able to make it to the statue. And she stares at it for a little bit, just trying to figure out if she should start from the top or if she should start from the bottom. Just knowing that every second she wastes, the dragon could get impatient, decide that she's done waiting. And so she just immediately just sort of clings to it and just starts cleaning it with her tongue, just getting absolutely sure that she doesn't leave anything unclean, just getting into every single like crevice and crack, just trying to just keep as composed as she can get while she works on it.
And the cock is bottled. Just to be clear.
I'm sorry, the what?
The cock is mottled, to be clear.
Oh, I think you said the cock is bottled. I was like, what are you talking
My,
about?
hang on, let me pop open a
Yeah, can you fucking crack open your penis real quick?
yeah. You opening that cork.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah.
Can you just fucking
Grip it and rip it, that's right. Uh the cock is bald. The cock is baldy.
so I guess how big is this statue again?
I like the idea that it's like half scale. I think that my dragon is big. I think she's like maybe like 2 stories. Like she's a big dragon.
How many
Um
maidens tall is this statue?
I think the statue is like 3 maidens tall.
Three maidens. Okay, so she's getting up there and is like really fucking scared. Uh just trying to make sure she's not gonna fucking fall and fucking crack her head open. And so she just sort of starts on the back, and eventually, when it gets time to work on the face and the mouth and all the individual little teeth, just sort of slowly working herself up to cleaning one tooth at a time with her tongue and her lips, and realizing that the back of the dragon's mouth has to be cleaned too. So just sort of what?
Mousewife said krill moment.
Oh, okay.
It's very
Just
funny.
eventually just having to stick her entire head inside the statue's mouth to
Hmm.
get it completely cleaned.
Yeah. I think whenever the maiden hesitates or slows down, the dragon is gonna come behind her and just like breathe like uh and let like
God.
a cold gust strike her with her breath. Um just a little threat.
Okay, so when she does that, instead of slowing down, she decides that instead of hesitating, if she needs a second to rest or something, she'll just instead just whatever thing she's currently cleaning to just do it longer, if that makes sense. So just
Hmm.
sort of just agonizingly, slowly cleaning the statue's tongue with her own tongue. Just sort of mentally working herself up for when she has to get
Hmm.
lower and clean that part too.
Yeah, I do think the dragon is going to start stroking herself as the maiden.
Can we talk about this on Twitch?
Yeah, I've had no trouble with this. Um, as the maiden does this. Um,
Oh my god.
I have a terrible
Okay.
thought for how this ends.
Huh?
Uh, what if the dragon comes on her own statue and then is like clean that up too?
I mean, I think my maiden would just start crying. And
Yeah,
she would immediately be moving to do it because she doesn't want to get eaten. But
good.
is that now happening?
Yeah, I think it is, and I feel like that'll
So
end the scene. Unless you
yeah,
have anything you want to say.
yeah. No, that's good. That's good. We can end it there.
Awesome. Finally, discuss until you come to an agreement. Did these hours feel together feel right? They definitely felt right for the dragon. I don't know how the maiden feels.
They felt right for the maiden.
Good. So we'll increase hunger by 1d6. That is +6. You're so normal about this.
I'm literally like standing here with like my complete face in like my hands. Like
That's awesome. I'm glad that I've had effects. I'm glad that this game is affecting you. You too could become affected. Um, it's very possible. Also, I want to say before we even like get to the point where I say thank you for coming on the stream, thank you for being on here, Lily. I realize that
of
this is
course,
like outside of the realm of normal stuff that you do on Twitch, so uh,
absolutely.
I'm really enjoying
I
this.
mean, I've done like similar stuff like this on a different streaming platform, but
Hmm.
it's there are people here that have not seen that side of me.
Yeah. Um, there's one last scene that we haven't done. If we want to do the flight duet.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, is it even possible to, like, no pun intended, to like top the scene we just did?
You know, I'm down for. I'm going for like an hour and 19. Do we want to like just cheat the hunger and say it's 13? Because I'll say it is 10 right now. The
I don't know
hunger's
what the hunger mechanic. I don't.
yeah,
I'm
that's true.
enjoying the ride.
So the upper cap is 12. We're at 10. So like we probably would hit it in one more scene anyways. But like if you feel like that's a good place, then we can just say that the devouring does happen.
It does. She gets turned into a statue.
Well, we discussed that. The initial question is supposed to be like kind of a um it asks where the dragon and the maiden start in thinking about devouring, right? Um,
Oh,
yeah. So, do you wanna end, or do you wanna do one more scene?
we can go ahead and end it.
Okay. Um, so above 12, the dragon devours the maiden. It's impossible for the dragon to resist this. The dragon and the maiden are bound. Together, answer these questions below. What does devouring look like? We have to decide that together. Um,
Oh gosh,
so the dragon.
where's this in the book?
This is page 8. Page 8.
Okay.
You're so normal.
Yeah, I'm really normal.
You're really normal. Um, so we know that the maiden understood devouring to be having the dragon's first young, and also in play being basically the dragon's prey, the dragon's eternal prey. Um, the dragon started understanding devouring as turning the maiden to gold. Um, and I think understands similarly the maiden devouring being the maiden as her victim. Um, and like uh an object of her like and a little creature she can torment. Um, so I'm trying to think of like what this looks like. What the dragon would would inevitably wind up like instinctively doing here. Because I feel like going over hunger cap is like kind of this thing of like you are the dragon is like going to its basis, going to like her basis instincts, right?
Completely losing self-control.
Yeah. Um, part of my idea, my mind is kind of telling me that like the dragon should like make an attachment to the tower that's like almost an ant farm for the maiden. Um, like there's a wall. Yeah, like okay, so here's my pitch. The dragon adds an attachment to her hoard, um, which is a like glass wall that one way glass wall, I think, that allows her to see into like a complex, a like manner of sorts that she's made for the maiden, that she's confined her entirely inside of. Um, and occasionally the dragon will like change the layout of the rooms or chase the maiden through this complex, or mess with her in other ways, just completely flood a room with like her dragon cum or whatever. Uh it's like voyeuristic and also like keeping a pet. How do you
I
feel about
see.
this?
I kind of like that a lot.
Yeah. Good.
That's like it's enrichment for her enclosure.
Yeah, it's enrichment for enclosure. What is Dead by Dragonlight? Oh, I understand. I've trapped her in Dead by Daylight. Yeah. God. Just normal roommate stuff. So that's what the devouring looks like. Are the dragon or maiden surprised by its nature? I think. I mean, at least for the dragon, this is pretty surprising. She
It's
knew
pretty
she would
surprising
be
for the maiden.
she knew she'd be preserving the maiden, but I think she's like this hunger is her being struck by this like almost like wizard's mood, where she's just like, yeah. It's like when you're playing Minecraft and you're like, oh shit, I could use a laze to like transfer all my cactus farms over to this site. Like that's basically what the dragon had like a
You've made a mob farmer for the maiden.
yeah, she's made a labyrinth builder she's had a labyrinth builder moment. How's the maiden feeling about all this? What does that surprise look like?
The maiden is has this feeling of not quite disappointment that she can't place, but also can't admit to herself why she's feeling it. And
Oh,
so she just is continuing to be this just sort of creature of just fear and adrenaline, just wondering when the day is going to be that the dragon loses control again and smashes the glass on the this new prison that she's made.
yeah. Uh, I feel like this kind of fits that, which is what does the maiden think about being devoured, if anything? Do you have any other
Yeah.
thoughts about that, or just? And then, does the dragon regret devouring the maiden? I do think the maiden is right, but I do think the dragon sometimes looks at her in there and is like, "Oh God, I want to get at her, but like I'll have to like go in there, like I'll have to like open the like secure vault door that I've made for it, and that's like a lot of work."
It's like an entire thing.
Yeah. sometimes you just want to like cuddle up with your maiden and like, pin her down and like, you know,
And I
give her a
think
couple more children.
the maiden is sort of dreading the day that she sees another maiden through the glass.
Yeah, yeah. I think the dragon doesn't quite have that fear because
Oh no, would definitely not.
I do think the dragon knows that if she ever feels the need to steal a maiden from a place, she is going to, as you said, punch through the glass, uh, steal the maiden, and devour her in some other way. This is a, this might last 20, 40 years, but it's still temporary.
It's
She,
temporary for the dragon.
she has plans. Um, okay. And that's Dracotrophication. Thank you for playing, Lily.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Uh, I hope I'm normal.
Me too.
I love playing games with my girlfriends. I love it. Um, I should raid someone. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Who am I raiding? Let's see. Oh. Melody Burst is live with Dark RP. I could rate that. Yeah, go say hi to Melody. Be more normal in that chat than you have been here. I should probably say, like, very different vibe over there. Though I think a lot of the people who are in here know that, so I'm not gonna put too fine a point on it. Oh, also, get Dracotrophication. We're getting there. We're at 1955. You'll be more weird and yeah, ask Melody about Monkey Bone. I think that's a good. You'll learn a lot about that. Um,
We definitely need more backers so we can get it off that fucking number.
wait, what's wrong with that number?
The backers in the days left. Girl.
Oh yeah. Can one person back at set like
Yeah,
7:50?
can we get
Can we
another
get one
backer?
backer like right now, or can tomorrow come? Anyways, everybody have a good night. Holy shit. Uh, bye everyone. Bye. Bye bye.
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 Rain in a couple seconds. Bye.
Ah, wah, 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 wah.